Have you ever found yourself bored in class, looking at the clock waiting to go home? If you're like me, this might have happened several times through your school years too, or it could be happening right now. Looking back, I ask myself, why do so many people hate learning? But that's the point. I don't think that we hate learning. I think that we hate the boring way that they used to teach us. And this was clear to me after watching Dr. Stone. This manga first came out in March 6, 2017, through the weekly Shonen Jump magazine. With only 13 volumes so far, the series managed to get an anime adaptation so soon because of its popularity. So let's break this down to understand why a manga about science is that famous. It's a normal day at school when suddenly there's a green flash in the sky, and all humans in the face of the earth got petrified. Everyone, including birds, were turned into stone. 3,700 years after, the protagonist Senku breaks out of the petrified state, and eventually will bring back everyone to life with the power of science. But there's a twist. Tsukasa, the antagonist.
Ay, 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 ay. Good grief, he's naked!
He does not want to revive everyone. He just wants to exclude criminals and the greedy, so the world will go back to be what it was. Our protagonist will need to discover what turned people into stone while fighting against Tsukasa. Actually, it's a very simple formula. Now that we speak about science, you can take anime plus Minecraft plus Death Note, and we'll get Dr. Stone. Now that we know the plot, let's talk about the characters. Senku, who is the main character, he knows everything that the plot requires. Tsukasa, this is the antagonist, and for me, this is the most interesting character in the series. He tends to use brute force in order to accomplish his utopia. Then we have Yusuriha and Taiju. They are Senku's friends, and they'll help him build anything that the plot requires as well. Now, let me describe an episode to show you why I asked the initial question. Senku and the supporting cast will go on a quest to find sulfuric acid. Why would anyone will want to read that? If it sounds like something taken from a dusty science book that no one would take on a library. Well, there is where my theory comes into play. It's not what they're talking about, it's how they sell the idea. Every time they go on a quest, or if they're going to build something, there's an actual goal to achieve. This time they were trying to get sulfuric acid to make some medicines, and they represent the beautiful green color that it has with a goddess. But being poisonous in its primary state, the goddess turns into death itself. So they're using 3 simple steps to get our attention. Number 1, they explain what they need. Number 2, they show the beauty of it. And number 3, they show the danger that it represents. So what did we learn about sulfuric acid? That is good to make medicines, it looks pretty as an emerald, but it could kill it. Now let's compare this with a personal experience that I had. When I was in 10th grade, I asked my math teacher, why should we learn about parametric curves? He answered, I don't know, to build a bridge or something. With that lazy answer, I immediately lost my interest. I was just going to write it down like a robot and remove that information from my memory immediately after the test. I wasn't involved, and my teacher clearly wasn't either. Information is meaningless if it doesn't help you develop your intelligence. So what did I learn? Nothing about the topic, and it was delivered in a very poor way. And this is my point. Even if you're not actually learning or storing information from this series, it gets you involved. It makes you feel part of the process that the characters go through. And you might even feel interested in trying some of the things that they do. And I think that they achieve this using different elements. The comedic element stands out very much. And it helps to balance the difficult words they might be using to explain how they're building or making something. The art is gorgeous. Boichi, who's the artist, manages to draw beautiful landscapes, fun diagrams for every project that they have. The machines look very convincing, and even in the fights that we find, there are interesting poses, perspectives, and action. I believe that the combination of these elements is what makes this series successful. Showing that it's not what you're saying, it's how you say it, what actually makes a difference. I personally like the series, and if you read the manga or watch the anime, it feels like you're actually learning, but in a fun and entertaining way. And yeah, from a writer's standpoint, the plot has some issues, like constant deus ex machina, misuse of very important characters, and sometimes the amount of side quests that they take make you forget what their real goal is. But overall, you'll get some laughs, there's quite interesting plot twist, and who knows, you might learn a thing or two. I hope you came for the video, but stay for the journey. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.